And welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Kyle in the booth. Say what's up, Kyle.
What is up, Kyle?
God, he's not Rob. Doesn't quite have the same shoes, but dang, is that soulful voice soothing. So,
Little known fact, my shoes, I could actually pop my toes because there's so much breathing room without even touching them.
Same.
Yeah. Beat
Same.
that, Rob.
Same, but I still got
These
the
are
socks and sandals.
closed-toed.
Oh, okay. Those are closed-toed, so that's a little different. But all right, if you want your questions answered by Kyle, don't forget to tag at Star City Games. He will send his questions over to us. We'd love to talk about new spoiler cards. It's something really exciting now, so please get those kind of questions in, or whatever you want to ask. We don't care. Also, we are brought to you by Star City Games and Carnox Chairs. If you want to pick up a Carnox chair, head on over to carnox.com/SCG, and you will get so many percentages off.
10. All the fingers.
Carry the 10. You're right. Yeah, it's 10% off. They told me it's this many when I got the job, so that's all of them. So that's a lot of percentage off. So Christmas may be over, but still, give someone you love a Carnox chair.
If 10 is all of my fingers, is 10% all of the price?
All of
So
it,
it's
yeah. Yeah, you only have to pay 10%. No, that's not true.
That's how math works, right?
Yeah, that's how math works. No, but a 10% off discount, can't complain.
No, you
So,
cannot.
you got round one here, kind of convincingly destroyed me with your Mono Black Devotion deck against my Mono White. We'll say Devotion, but we were a beatdown deck who never devoted. I didn't devote once.
Yeah, no, your Heliod turned into a 5-5 in game one.
I think it did. You're right. But if we got that, what was that card called again?
Linden.
Yeah, that card would have been nice.
That card will definitely help out that.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to be on the play this round. I'm going to be playing Red-Black Aristocrats, something that we saw a little bit, Claim the Firstborn, Mayhem Devil. You're going to see a lot of those classic hits. But then we also have, God, I'm so bad with new card names. We have the
Timuret Calls the Dead.
Timuret Calls the Dead. It's doing its best History of Benalia impression. The Chapter 1, Chapter 2, milling 3 cards, exiling either an enchantment or a creature, and you get a 2/2 zombie, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Nailed it. And then, what are you going to be battling against? Some Esper Hero action?
Yes, this is Esper Hero. I'm going to be playing with Ashiok, Nightmare Muse.
Yep.
And then as Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths.
Okay.
It's something like that. Nice little 3/2 mana. It's sort of taking the Elite Guard Mage spot. Just a much more powerful card.
And it just seems fun to play with.
Yeah, we don't get the life gain out of it, so I've cut the bolus of Citadels from the main deck. There's only one on the sideboard, but Ashiok replaces that significant source of card advantage. It's sort of forming the Teferi Hero of Dominaria role.
And I think it's going to do it well.
That card seems very powerful. It gets to ultimate really quickly, and the ultimate seems really good.
Yeah.
Especially if you just get to attack with your 2/3s and exile a bunch of cards.
The +1 ability and the negative ability are both insane. Like the negative ability, bounce something, they exile something from their hand?
Yeah, return a non-land permanent to their hand, so it can bounce a Planeswalker, it can bounce an enchantment.
Yeah.
And then you get a card out of it immediately.
And of noteworthy, late game when we're kind of attritioned out, it's just destroy. Because bounce, if you don't have a lot of cards, if you don't have any cards in hand, you're just bouncing something and destroying it immediately.
Yeah. So you're going to be incentivized to hold lands in your hand as a result. That might be awkward for you, depending on if you have some mana sinks you want to run with. So definitely a cool card. Be excited to see how it plays. Your list also features Woe Strider.
Yeah.
A really good sacrifice outlet. 2 bodies on 1 card. So your deck has Last Step Reaver, Woe Strider, and Timuret Calls the Dead as cards that make multiple bodies for 1 card. That's going to fuel these sacrifice synergies really, really well. It's going to make your Priest of Forgotten Gods a lot better.
Yep.
As long as you can keep my heroes off the battlefield from making fodder to sacrifice to them.
I have a feeling your heroes are going to be my firstborn.
That's weird.
But honestly, the real reason why I wanted to get Woe Strider in here is just I miss my brother sometimes. We got to get the goats back in. The true goat, Brad Nelson, coming in with the 0/1 tokens for Woe Strider. Should be fun to play with that card.
Might be the invitational token that has seen the least amount of camera time.
Yeah, like Trading Post is like the only one, right?
Yeah, there have been a couple here or there, but Trading Post is the only one that's even snuck into constructed playable.
He was very excited when he saw goats were coming back.
Yeah, Woe Strider is a real thing. This card 3/2 and an 0/1. And you get to and you have a free sacrifice, which is already great. So you have the Viscera Seer ability, right? Sacrifice creature,
scry, yep.
And then you get to escape it. So that's another synergy actually with Timuret Calls the Dead too. You can mill over your escape cards, get free value that way, mill over your Gutter Bones. This list actually comes from a recent article of mine where I wrote about this card. I think Timurant calls it as quite good, especially in Pioneer, where these graveyard decks are starting to see some
How do you
play.
feel about that art on the card, though? It kind of terrifies me.
I didn't even look at it.
It's like a zombie. I think his whole body is made of eyeballs. It's pretty creepy.
That is weird.
It's super creepy.
That man doesn't miss anything.
No. He's literally got eyes behind his head.
Hey, look over here. Oh, that's interesting.
Look around a corner with your hand eyes, yeah. All right, so let's get to playing. I'm going to go first since I got destroyed round 1.
That's lucky.
You snapped off your 9-match losing streak, though, so I'm proud of you. Woo! 2020's looking up, buddy. All right. So this hand is a little slow, but we got some of the cards we really want to see here. And we can cast our spells. We're going to keep this.
And this is an awkward one-lander. I'd be a little inclined to keep it if this is one of the temples, but it's the most awkward one because it's the one planes in the deck when I have 2 Dimir cards.
Is that bad?
We'll take a nice mulligan there.
Yeah, we'll take a nice mulligan and an even nicer question.
All right, so Corey.
Yes.
How do you feel about Crux, Titan of Death's Hunger? Now, that is the Rakdos Elder Giant that was previewed yesterday, I believe. I don't know if you're familiar.
Not familiar.
Okay, so when it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice it unless it's escaped.
Okay.
Okay. It is 1 red, 1 black. It's a 6/6.
Okay.
Escape is double red, double black. Whenever Crosa enters the battlefield or attacks, each opponent discards a card, then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land card this way loses 3 life.
Okay. And how much is the escape? 6 cards?
Yeah. Exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. I only told you the mana.
Okay. So exile 5 other cards and it costs 4. So it's just a discard a card with a little bit of upside sometimes. But yeah, I mean, if you're flipping over, it seems like it's a very good fit with the enchantment that we're playing. Just get that free value to flip it over. And then if you just get to bring that back from play, from escape, and it's a 6/6, that seems awesome. You don't want to play too many of that card, so I could see it being like a 2 of in here. That got previewed yesterday, huh?
Yeah. We have the Rakdos Elder Giant and the Simic one.
Okay. The Simic one.
Yeah. So far, both of them have escape costs that are CC, and 5 cards.
And 5
they've
cards,
both been 6/6s, and they have that whole clause that basically turns their regular mode into a spell.
Yeah.
But the Rakdos one only costs 2 mana. It's a little bit less impactful. The Simic one costs 3 mana on the front side. And this one's, they discard a card, and if they don't discard a land, they lose 3.
They lose 3. So I want to ask you a question. How much do you think Leyline of the Void gets better in Standard?
That's definitely an option, and I initially had some in the mono black devotion list in the sideboard, because obviously it just supercharges devotion, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I already had Timurant and Erebos' intervention. I was like, I just don't need more graveyard hate.
That's true. Yeah. No, but it is interesting. That card seems pretty good. Now how many you can play is really interesting because 2 mana just
Yeah, you don't want to draw it. The front side is not very good.
Yeah.
So I would play, it's like 1 or 2.
Yep.
Is where I am on the card.
But the blue-green one, I just imagine that, like turn 1 Goose into that, into Nissa, into Krasis, like welcome to Standard here.
Yeah. Welcome to Thunderdome.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so I'm going to keep, you good?
I am. I will put one of those back.
The Fabled of the Passages, so pass to you.
Okay. I will start on a Temple of Silence.
Okay.
And that was the best possible, so we'll leave it on top.
All right. I didn't cut yet, though. All right, so we are going to, I don't think we need double black for anything, or double red for anything, so we're going to go with black. Sacrifice this. Untap. Boom. Not a bad draw. We are going to start with a Priest of the Forgotten Gods and pass to you.
That's exactly what I didn't want to see.
Perfect.
So I'm not going to play my hero into that because there are just too many cards now. I guess so Timurant's Calls of Dead doesn't get you it immediately.
Yeah, it's only one. Well, it does, right? It's 1 token, though.
Yeah, it doesn't get you multiple bodies immediately.
Yeah,
it gets you 1 at a time. So you'd have to have Woe Strider or Last Depth Reaver or Gutter Bones plus something else. Or I can just go with this. I think I would rather take the less risky line because of the way my hand is set up.
Okay.
So I'm just going to thought erasure you.
Dang it, I had Woe Strider. I really wanted to do it. My hand's quite good, though.
Yeah, that is a really good hand.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, without a Cauldron Familiar, I'm not scared of the Witch's Oven, and I am scared of basically all of these 3 drops.
Yeah, the 3 drops are pretty terrifying. I think I know which one I don't want you to take, but it's close.
I think the one I'm most scared of is just the one that guarantees you get an extra card out of it. So I'm going to take the Midnight Reaper.
That's the one I didn't want you to take.
And that's not a bad card here, so I'm going to leave that on top.
Okie dokie. Done?
Yep.
We might be playing some new Magic cards this turn. So we're definitely not going to activate this. I mean, we could during your turn, but I don't think that's worth it. So we're going to get the beats in while we can.
I'm at 19.
Okay, we're going to take 2.
You're at 18.
And here's the question. Woe Strider or Mayhem Devil? I think I would rather get Woe Strider going first. And you know what? I haven't seen my brother in so long. I mean, okay, there we go. Much better. All right, pass to you. We got to go.
Okay. I will shock to 17.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Nothing inconspicuous about that, huh? All right. Now, I think I want to kind of force your hand. And I think the best way to force your hand is just by playing this first.
That's fine.
Okay. Now, if you were going to kill something, at least I could sack it to Oven to get some value. Don't really know what kind of counter magic you play or anything like that. And I'm sure there's cards I should be playing around right now, but new decks, I'm not sure exactly what shenanigans you put in there, so I think we're just going to jam. Let's first play Mayhem Devil.
That's fine.
Attack.
I will go to 13.
Okay. Pass to you.
Okay. On your end step, I'll mortify the Mayhem Devil.
Okay. I was wondering what was up. All right. I'm going to sack, hit you for 1.
I'm at 12.
Ooh, or do I want to sack to scry instead of get a food?
I guess you now have some options.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm going to go to 12.
Yeah, food is not great. I'm going to sack to scry, put you to 12. Yeah, I'll keep that one. Okay, go ahead.
And now I have to... Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Oh, this deck is fun. I'm a fan. We need a hero.
I've got the hero, and I think I want to fire this off and hope to hit something. Got a spell?
I got one.
Okay, we're going to get a Shaheen.
Okay.
And Surveil, and that is a good card, I think. So let's leave that one on top still.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, we got a good one. Meow. Kitty.
Yeah, that is really good.
Switch to 11. I'm
11,
going to
19.
go to 19. And now the question is, do I want to start doing Priest of the Forgotten God stuff? Probably. I think I am, no matter what, going to want to attack with this. And I'm okay if you block. I would actually love it. Maybe I should do this first. I think it seems fine. We'll attack.
I'll take 3. I'm at 8.
8 to 19. Second main. I'm going to add 2 black, and I'm going to sack.
So
have you sack a creature. Yeah.
Lose 2 life and sack creature.
And then I draw a card.
Okay. And you make 2 black.
Yep.
So I'm at 6.
Oh, that was a pun. Go. Really should have did that first. If I did that first, I get to really do some damage to you. Dang it. I mean, it's still great, so I can't truly complain about that draw, but
yeah,
could have been a little better.
Still
but then
sure
I would have had to sack something. I mean, it would have been a little tough, but
still not sure I'm beating that.
I don't think so. And now just the fact that I can escape this. Wow. Now that I could just like sack this and escape this. Escape is only as a sorcery, right? Wow. Is escape an instant?
No, you're casting it.
Oh,
so,
you are? Okay, okay. That would be insane.
Yeah, so if you had an escape card that was an instant, you could do that.
Sure.
Yeah, Rankle is a big problem here. But I'm going to sack a Fable Passage.
Okay.
I went turn 2 Erasure, turn 3 Mortify, turn 4 Hero Erasure, and I'm like laughably far behind.
Yeah, you are.
And I have a double spell turn here. I have a 3-drop and a 2-drop.
Yeah.
And like, it just doesn't feel close to good enough.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We will see. Oh, that could have been so good. I got a free discard out of it if I would have attacked. Did it pre-combat?
I'm going to play a Teferi.
Okay.
And try to bounce the Rankle. And if you want to sack it to Oven or
Be my
Low Strider,
guest,
I am incredibly happy. And I get a token.
All right. I will just let that bounce.
And I will... I'm not blocking with Hero, so let's attack for 2.
17.
You can go.
All right. I don't care about Teferi for a while. So we're going to play Rankle.
Yep.
Attacks. You and maybe this. So six. Nope, all you.
Okay, before blocks, I'm going to bounce the Rankle and get a token.
Bounce the Ranky, huh? Okay.
And let's double block the Woe Strider.
Double blocking the Woe Strider. That's pretty good. All right.
I take 1. I go to 5.
Go to 5. Yep. And I'll pass to you.
How many cards do you need to escape that?
4.
4.
So
you
I
have
can
plenty.
already do that and leave a cat.
That is a pretty good draw. I'm at 5.
5.
Guess it's actually not that good.
We like that.
It really isn't because of this this Rankle.
Oh, Ranky Poo. This is still my favorite card from Throne by far.
Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked with the hero the previous turn. This 1 damage mattered so much.
Really?
Because Rankle essentially represents 4, right? With the trigger. And so you can represent 1. I guess you can actually still represent 2.
I can represent 2.
Yeah.
So it actually didn't matter.
Yeah.
I held this back. I'm still gonna sack it. You know?
Yeah, I'm at 6. So,
oh man.
So I actually have to look. This would have been great to deal with the Rankle, but I actually have to.
Oh yeah,
to cast it now, get a token, and target you.
You do, yeah.
Because you can sacrifice this with the trigger in the
stack.
stack.
I'm gonna go to 14, yeah.
And I'm gonna go to 8.
Okay.
So we have 14 to 8. I have a token, and I will plus this.
It's probably a good call.
Yep. And attack for 2.
Okay, I'm at 12.
You can go.
All right, I'm gonna sack. Get some skull apples. You know how many skull apples I saw in Columbus? I'm actually sick of skull apples. I made so many of them with Urza. All right, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna bring the cat back.
Okay, so you're at 13. I'm at 7.
7 to 13. Yep. Untap. All right. Now, what do we want to do? Thinking I just want to go Rankle.
Yep.
Attack you with that.
I go to 4.
4, and we're for sure discarding. I don't want to sack a creature. Now the only question is, do we want to draw and put you to 3? That's 2. I think so.
I don't think so, because I'm still dead next turn, and you just don't want me to find an answer to Rankle.
Yeah, good reasoning. Okay, so just discard a card.
Unfortunately, the discard, I could have drawn a land and used the second Teferi to bounce the Oath.
That would have been nice. Okay, so I'll just pass to you. So, yeah, and with me having Castle, I just don't want you to gain any cards.
Yeah.
And I have Woe Strider. I already have something to play. So, yeah, good call. Ross is 100% right there.
Man, kind of wish this was Elite Guard Mage, but it's not.
Yeah. Is it your weird wonky card?
Yeah, this is Atris.
Yes.
So we'll cast it and we'll get a token. And so it's a 3-2 with Menace, and Corey gets to look at the top 3 cards.
This card is wild.
Put them into 2 piles, 1 face up and 1 face down.
1 face up, 1 face down. Okay.
Yep.
Here's your piles.
Well, this one leaves me dead, so we'll take this. And yeah, also dead.
That card is awesome, though. That is so fun. You just get to play mind games with your opponent. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, these Woe Striders seemed really sweet. With Priest, it just seemed like a much better Lazotep Reaver. This was always the card, your 59th and 60th card, because like it has 2 bodies, so it's relevant. I know you were kind of like week 1 of Throne, you were like, or week 1 of War of the Spark, you're like, I think this card is actually good, and I was openly mocking you, saying this card is heinous. It's not playable. But the more I've played with it in these style decks, the more I actually think it is quite strong.
Yeah. It's also seeing play in Pioneer because it's really good with Crypt Breaker.
Yeah.
So it makes 2 zombies, so you can start drawing cards on turn 2.
Good lord.
The zombie rally deck plays it. It's also 2 triggers for your Corpse Knights and your Walking Deads or whatever.
Wow. That's impressive. I guess this is a zombie, huh? Impressive.
So we're going to play another game 1 here.
Yeah,
that was a fun game.
That was fun.
I think if I was on the play, things might have been different because I would have been able to play the hero on turn 2 and then gotten a little bit ahead. And probably not taken quite as much damage, and maybe been able to afford to oath the Rankle, or like hold it, and that might have changed some things. But even if I like get to that point where I'm stable, you get to escape the Woe Strider, and then it's a 5/4, I think, when you escape it, and you get another go. So I was by no means like really super far ahead in that game. I would have needed to find like an Ashiok to start pulling ahead.
And I mean, outside of all of that, I had by far the best castle. I had Castle Lochwain ready to go, that land is just insane. Whew. I realized how insane it was when I started playing Mono Black and Pioneer lately, and it's just like, that with Mutavault, people just don't recognize how good those 8 lands are in that deck. Like, oh my god, I love playing that deck so much.
Everybody sideboards against you like your dagger deck, and I'm just like, I'm just going to kill all your stuff, and then I'll win the late game. You're like, no, you won't.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
I get to do some chip shop damage with Mutavault, and then just never run out of steam with Castle. So, All right, let's take one question, though, Kyle, if you got it.
Yeah, sure. Ross, how do you feel about... I'm going to butcher this probably. Kunaros, Hound of Athreos. I can refresh you.
I know. This is the Grafdigger. This is the Grafdigger's Cage creature. It's a colorless white and a black for a 3/3. It's a legendary. It has a lifelink Death Touch Menace.
Vigilance, Menace,
and Vigilance. Then it's Vigilance. Lifelink Death Touch Vigilance, and it has Grafdigger's Cage ability.
Okay.
What Menace? Oh, lifelink Menace Vigilance.
Lifelink Menace Vigilance.
Okay. So a million keywords.
Okay.
And then Grafdigger's Cage. Players can't play cards from graveyards. Creatures can't answer.
So before you answer this question, I gotta tell everyone who maybe did not see this moment happen, but at SCG Columbus here last weekend, at one point I had Experimental Frenzy, which we played in our Teamer Urza list in play, and Matt Nass just right after plays it was just like, that's a nice card, Grafdigger's Cage, and I'm like, oh, I can't cast spells from my library or hand now. I can only play lands from the top of my deck. It was dirty, but continue.
I think Kunaros is a fine card. It'll frequently be dependent on what the removal is like and how easy it is to kill a 3-mana 3/3.
Yeah.
But because it's just a good sized body, you might be able to main deck it in certain metagames. Yeah. In my sideboard, I had kind of one slot I wanted to use for Graveyard Hate, and I went with Kaya Orzhov Usurper over it because of its ability to also exile Witch's Oven. Yeah. Which I don't have a lot of actual answers to. But Kunaros is definitely in the running there. Could certainly make the list. And if you want more Graveyard Hate, maybe a split is appropriate.
Sure,
these are both legendary permanents.
Yep.
So,
I mean, it's a powerful creature with great stats, that's for sure. But
I also think it's quite good in Pioneer because the red removal usually doesn't deal 3 damage. It's all shocks. And then the black removal, like Fatal Push, often doesn't kill, doesn't have Revolt.
Yeah, so you have to Lightning Axe that thing.
Yeah, that said,
like from a Phoenix deck or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of the Dredge deck plays a bunch of Abrupt Decays in the sideboard, so we can answer it with Decay.
Yeah.
But that's like, again, it's a piece of Graveyard Hate that you don't mind having in your deck normally because its stats are fine.
So the problem I always have with those kind of cards that have these kind of game-breaking effects that shut down your opponent's deck is when you're already an aggro deck, they're going to be bringing in creature removal, so you're playing into it. But I love those style cards when you're playing a more control deck where you're bringing in a creature where they're taking their removal out. That's when you can really get them. But when you're leaning into their play, into their game plan for post-board, that's when I think these cards are so overhyped,
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
because then when you're playing the control style deck too, their plan, if you resolve a piece of hate and their graveyard plan doesn't work, it's usually just be a mediocre beatdown deck.
Yeah.
And that body is going to stop those mediocre beatdowns.
3/3 lifelink creatures.
Vigilance, Menace, so it plays both sides.
I don't think Menace, right? Is that?
I said Death Touch, but it's Menace, lifelink, Vigilance.
Oh, that's so much better.
So you get to gain 6 life per swing if they attack into it.
Menace is so much better than Death Touch when you have Vigilance because it's a very likelihood that that's getting through. So.
Yeah, so that's a really good point. Out of more controlling decks, that's where you're going to want to see it.
Alrighty, great questions. We will answer some more after this, but for now, let's get back to the games.
My hand's solid.
Boo. These aren't red cards.
Were you saying boo or boo-erns?
Boo-erns?
Boo-erns.
Yes, a little bit of both.
Corey doesn't get my esoteric Simpsons references.
I didn't get it, no.
Yeah, very few people do these days. It's really disheartening. Actually, when we have Dan in the booth, Dan is another Simpsons fan. He gets them.
Okay. Yeah, you guys went off forever on Simpsons quotes. I was just like, are you guys talking to me or are you guys just quoting the show? I didn't know at that point. All right, Kyle, let's take one more question if you got it while I mulligan here.
Sure. Have either of you guys tried building around Underworld Breach? Now, Underworld Breach is 1 and a red. It's an enchantment. Each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost, plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice Underworld Breach.
I definitely haven't. I don't see it being really good. Like, I understand in Standard, I think there's possibilities that it's absolutely broken in Vintage or Legacy or some of the older formats, but I don't see it personally, but maybe my brain is just far too small to comprehend that.
Well, it being so cheap, I think its role in Standard is actually just going to be this late game value card.
Yeah.
Where you just cast it for 2 mana and cast 2 or 3 cards from your graveyard.
Yeah.
And, pull really far ahead. As a combo card, it's awkward because that escape clause of exiling 3 cards, that additional cost really puts a damper on how many cards you can actually cast.
Yeah.
Because you need to get rid of so many to keep casting them. So if you want to cast 5 spells from your graveyard, you need to have those 5 plus 3 more for each of them. You're talking 20 cards in your graveyard.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, maybe in like Dredge it would be okay, but then in Dredge you don't have a ton of mana. So that's kind of your problem with that, So
you do have life in the loam. So like maybe you can go something like, you play your Dredge cards, and then on turn 3 you loam, and then on turn 4 you play your 4th land, and you go that card, and you play 2 more Wonder Ups in your graveyard, like Shriekhorn and Insolent Neonate or something. But that doesn't seem that good to me.
No.
So it would take a very specific build. I think there's potential here. I haven't worked on it yet.
Yeah.
I think that's the kind of card where I want to see everything first.
Same.
Maybe see what we can do in Standard, and then where we don't do a lot with older formats where it can be really busted, so you're probably not going to see that here on Versus Live.
Sorry.
But maybe there's something in Pioneer, but you don't have all the red rituals in Pioneer.
I mean, I could see with is it Phoenix? But then again, you're delving away your threats with Treasure Cruise, and that it's not better in Treasure Cruise, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the other thing is with Escape versus Delve in formats where you have the Delve cards like Pioneer, but even in Standard, it's going to be this mid-range value card that you play on turn 6 or 7. Yeah. That might relegate it to be a role player. It's like a 2 maybe a sideboard card.
I think it'll be really bad in my opinion. I think it'll see no play.
There's a high chance of that.
Yeah.
But if it's properly enabled, it can do some cool things. And as far as the older formats, that's going to take a lot of work.
Agreed. Okay, so I have a very loose one, but I think it is better to keep this than to go to 5. We have to get a little lucky, but these are the kind of risks you have to take. On the play, I would go to 5. On the draw, I think I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to put one of these on the bottom.
As they say, you got to risk it for the biscuit.
God, we're getting biscuits?
We can if you want to.
All right.
Actually, the biscuit place closes at 1 or 2.
Ah, dang it.
This is an interesting card. I think I have enough early game that I can keep a pretty expensive card here.
Okay.
That's what I want to follow this up with, so I'm going to leave that on top.
Okay. All right. And meow.
Yeah,
go to 21, 19 to you, and pass to you.
I will go to 17 and thought erasure you.
Okay, well, you're going to see the problem with my hand.
Oh. I see.
I see, indeed.
Which of these cards do I care about? I don't much care about the Priest.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to take the Midnight Reaper like I did last
Yeah,
game.
Makes sense. Midnight Reaper is so good against spot removal.
Yeah.
And if I were to get a Witch's Oven going, Well, we need a land.
We'll
boys and girls.
We'll keep that one. That card's good too.
Yeah.
1622.
16. Oh, you took 2.
Yeah, I shocked.
18, 16. Okay, put you to 15 then.
Yep.
All right, your turn. Not ideal. 1/1 beatdowns.
Let's scry.
Okay.
Don't think I need that card, so let's put it on the bottom.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. Kitty beatdowns.
13.
Not a land, but we got another 1-drop.
On your end step, I will Tyrant Scorn the Gutter Bones.
Bounce it.
Now let's destroy it.
But I get to bring it back.
Let's play this Godless Shrine tapped and Deputy of Detention, the kitties.
Okay.
Let's try to stop some of these beatdowns.
That's pretty good.
Pass the turn.
Go.
The risk not really paying off here.
No. I still stand by it.
Yeah.
Going to 5 when we actually had a great curve. If we had 2 lands on top, this hand was great.
Yeah. No, that's a hand I would keep.
Yeah.
So over this weekend, I mulliganed to 5 and kept no land.
Oh.
And I honestly think I should have won the game. I think I messed up.
Yeah.
I drew land, and then Oko when I absolutely needed Oko or a third land.
Okay.
And like my draw ended up being awesome.
Oh,
and I made one small mistake, not attacking for 1 against a Karn, and that
well, it
wouldn't have
really
killed
helped that our deck was absolutely busted for the weekend.
Our deck was nice.
It was awesome.
And I will be writing about it later this
Yeah.
week on Star City Games. My article is going to be going up Thursday this week.
Nice.
A little reshuffle of the schedule.
Nice.
So if you want to know about that Team Urza deck,
check it out.
you can read all about it this week.
Check it out. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough for me to not want to play something very similar in Knoxville because that deck was sweet.
So I am going to be casting Ashiok Nightmare Muse.
Oh, yeah, this seems fine.
So we will plus and make a 2/3. So we don't have the actual tokens from this set yet. So we're going to be using these Magus of the Moon Minotaur tokens.
This is where I would pack it in normally, but you know what? I want to see what that Ashiok can do.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Attack for 1.
All right, 21.
Pass.
Oh, yeah, you done.
We are doing it now.
Go ahead.
Okay, I will make another one of these.
Okay. What is their ability again?
When they attack or block, each opponent exiles the top 2 cards of their library.
Okay.
So exile 2.
Good. Did not want that one.
I assume we're taking 2.
Oh, I'll go to 19.
He's in a 19, and I can play this tapped. And I am a little worried if you just have some 2-drop to turn on the priest. So I'm just going to Oath the Priest, gain 3.
Sounds about right.
I'm at 16.
Okay. Anyone's game?
You can go.
I got an oven. Your turn.
Perfect. You have so many cats to go with it, too.
I know.
Okay. I will attack for 5, 2 triggers. So exile the top 4 cards.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, those weren't lands, so that's good.
So that'll bring you to 14.
Yep, 14.
And just because I really want to do this, I am going to cast this.
Okay.
So up to 3 face-up cards I can cast without paying their mana cost. So we'll play Rankle, we'll play Mayhem Devil, and we'll play Timuret Calls the Dead. Chapter 1. I'll mill 3.
Ashiok's insane.
Oh, there's a creature, so we can exile this.
Yeah, it's only for play.
Yeah, when it dies. So we'll get our zombie token.
Okay.
Perfect. I guess I can also exile enchantments, which I don't have. So if I mill over an Oath, that'll also work.
Sure.
Normally I would make another 2/2 there, but I just really wanted to ultimate before Corey concedes.
Yeah, I think that seems sweet. You're in trouble. Second oven. Okay, you win.
I think it's 4, 6, 9, 10. Okay,
if I could have claimed the firstborn and claimed your deputy and got some cats back, at least, I was doing something, but I missed far too many lands.
I was going to draw another Ashiok, so
is that good?
It was perfect that I minused it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a beating. So we're 1-1. We're 1-1. We got some sideboards to help, and
we'll finish up this match.
Yeah. Sounds good. We're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then we'll be back here with game 3 here in a second. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Sideboarding here at Versus Live. We're playing Rakdos Aristocrats versus Aristocats. Let's call it Aristocats. That's way cooler.
I'm sure Cedric will love that name.
Yeah. Up against Esper Hero over here. So from my end, I'm taking out Claim the Firstborn. While it would have been like really good if I would have gotten a red source to be able to claim your deputy and then sack it to Oven, get some cats back, I don't think the cheese value is worth it. So that brings me to Heartfire not being worth it as well. I think that's good at closing games. It's good if you have this actually to kill some good threats. But here we're not really doing that. So I'm bringing in ways to deal with Ashiok in the form of Duress. Murderous Rider. Murderous Rider can also deal with Teferi. Just a decent creature overall. But really trying to pivot against Ashiok. I think Ashiok is going to be very important and a very powerful card in this matchup and in the format.
Yeah, agree. Even though I don't have a lot of targets for Murderous Rider beyond Ashiok, and like Atris is not a great target because it already gained value.
Yeah,
still worth it to have those because you're cutting, and you're also just cutting your other interaction. So you're just bringing in, upgrading your interactive cards. I am doing the same largely, just a little bit, heavier handed.
Okay.
So these D-Sparks just don't have many targets. It's really just Rankle. So definitely an easy cut there because it's just dead too often. Murderous Rider, there's no planeswalkers over there, so it's kind of an inefficient murder. And it's actually easy for you to fizzle the Swift End part.
Did you just say an inefficient murder?
Yeah.
All right.
You got to work hard to murder them, and it's going to get messy.
It's so inefficient.
Who wants to do that? Got to clean it up afterwards and hide the body.
Wow.
Have you ever dug a grave? It's really tiring.
Wow, Ross. Wow.
So they can stop you from getting the 2-for-1 with their various sack outlets.
Okay.
So not a card I'm very interested in. Same with Teferi. They can, if Oven's out, I'm just not drawing a card if you don't want me to.
Teferi's really bad
and it's not the static isn't doing anything. You're a sorcery speed deck.
Yep.
Instead, we get some better removal in Legion's End and Devout Decree. We get some Graveyard Hate and an answer to Oven in Kaya Orzhov Usurper. We get Ethereal Absolution that really stops the engine.
I can see that being a 2-of in those decks kind of stock. Yeah.
And then these Kaya's Wraths are sort of the last cards. I don't think they're great in the matchup, but with the way you're built now, where you have all these 2-body cards, Timurant Calls the Dead, you're going to create wider battlefields more often. Yeah. So this card's just a nice bit of utility to help reset if I fall behind.
Exactly. You might really need it. I think Cry would also be really good in that spot, and if not, much better against me.
Yeah.
But, I think Kaya's Wrath is going to be much better against the field. Even like, Simic decks, of course, we're still going to see with some more powerful cards with the fact that Nissa is already still probably going to be the best card in Standard. I mean, it's just disgusting. So we're still going to see that. So I like Kaya's Wrath as a more versatile threat like that. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, so I'm going to be on the play here for game 3. We'll see. We might do a best out of 3. We might do a best out of 5, depending on the games here. But we're going to start with 3. And then if I lose, we better do a best of 5, right?
So that is the determining factor here.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's only fair, right? These marbles don't stay over here for any reason, It's... Kyle, you got a question for us when we get shuffled up?
Not exactly at the moment, but
okay.
A little bit earlier, people were wondering just what your favorite cards are that have been previewed so far. Is there anything that stands out specifically?
I like Timurant Calls the Dead out of that deck.
Yeah.
I definitely want to try it in Pioneer as well, and we'll be sure to bring you some Theros Beyond Death Pioneer action coming soon. So I mean, there's a reason I wrote about the card.
Yeah,
because that card definitely stood out to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if any others off the top of my head.
Yeah, for me, it's a close tie. I'm really interested to play some more controlling shells with Ashiok, so I'm really hyped about trying Ashiok. And then also, the Blue-Green God, Unio or whatever, that card is just disgusting. I love blue-green style decks already. I think they're very powerful. It's very easy for them to be good. And I think that is no exception. I think that card is disgusting. It's going to be breaking Standard for a year,
I do think that card is good.
Yeah.
Just because it's a card you don't mind drawing that also gives you this value going late.
Yeah.
Other card I like. I'm not sure how good it is, but it is a card I just like. Is the Aura that costs 3 and green. It gives the creature +4/+4.
Oh,
and when it leaves the battlefield or the creature dies, I can't remember exactly.
You get like a 2/2 or something?
You get 2/2/2s.
Yeah.
So it's meant to be the like that Umbra. Can you look that card up? What's the name of it? I'm sure chat knows.
It's a green rare, so it should be close at the top of that spoiler
Sorry,
there.
I was looking up another card.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's virtually just like a 4-mana 4/4 haste.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It is, but of course, like you run into like Brazen Bower in response to the target, and you're just toast.
I'm wondering like exactly how it triggers. Like, if you land the threat and then they land the aura and they untap and Teferi the creature, do you get the 2/2s?
Yeah, because that's important. If that's not a thing, if Brazen Bower and that do it, there's no way that card's playable.
Yeah.
But if it's whenever any of it leaves play, that's possible. But even if I'm not a believer, because like there's going to be Brazen Borrowers, there's going to be removal, that if they have mana open, you're taking a huge risk by just trying to strap it onto a creature.
Mantle of the Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to be going first.
Hold on. Read the card.
Sure.
To me.
Okay. It's 3 and a green.
Read the triggered ability. That's all you need.
All right. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta find the card again. Sorry. All right. Mana Wolf was put into the graveyard from the battlefield to create 2/2 green wolf.
So Teferi doesn't stop there because it goes to the graveyard from the battlefield. Yeah. But Brazen Borrower does. So it's going to be bad against the flash decks.
Yeah.
But probably good against a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But it has to go into like an aggro style deck. I don't know if that kind of home will exist for it. There's some other things, but that card just seems sweet to me because it generates.
It's no doubt sweet.
Yeah, but like if that goes unanswered, you just have this giant threat.
And how fun is it to say, all right, put 2/2/2/2s into play? All right, I'm on the play. I'm gonna have to mulligan again here. Got a 1-lander. Got the cat oven, but yeah, just really need.
You missed last time, so you're gonna hit this time.
Yeah.
Just keep.
That's how it works, right? Yeah. Being opposite results oriented.
You're due.
Not only is results oriented thinking bad, but now reverse results oriented. I'm in.
My hand is a little slow here without a 2-drop on the draw, but it is really good otherwise, so I think it's still a keep.
Okay.
I might be... This seems like the kind of hand that was a keep before the London Mulligan, and I'm still keeping afterwards, and I always regret it.
Love it.
It could definitely be in that range.
Okay, this is a perfect 7-card hand that I would like to discard nothing. Is that okay?
Okay, discard 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Punished for that.
Yeah, your hand is too good. You have to go down to 5.
Yeah. Honestly, it's going to be weird, but I think I want to get rid of this. If we look at my hand, Kyle, this is the kind of effect that I really love on the play, or on the draw, but on the play, it's like I really just want to be doing my thing instead of kind of disrupting Ross doing his things. If I was on the draw, I would do something a little differently, but we're going to bottom that and play a passage and pass to you. I'm going to sack while you do your thing.
I will start on a Godless Shrine, and I drew one of the best possible cards there, so that's good.
Just great. Thought Erasure is in your hand. It's always Thought Erasure whenever you draw a good card. It's like, oh, God.
It could be Hero of Precinct 1.
That's true. And we drew
It's Thought Erasure, but it could be Hero of Precinct 1.
I drew probably the worst possible card, but
even Tyrant Scorn would have been good.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get Cedric Phillips coming in.
Okay, well, I'll play Hero of Precinct 1.
Okay. It's not bad. Well, I can't attack, but I do have a new card. Woo! All right, story number 1. Top 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Okay, so you can exile one of those creatures.
And I'm going to, and we get a 2/2 Justin Parnell, and I'll pass to you. New Magic cards are awesome, no matter what.
Okay, that's a neat one.
We don't like neat cards around here.
So I'm not super scared of any of the creatures on your battlefield, so I'm going to Thought Erasure you and get a token.
Are you scared of one of the rankles, though?
Okay.
Are you afraid of one of them?
I can do better than Tyrant Scorn.
Okay.
We'll play this land tapped and pass.
All right, so draw. These work the same.
Yep.
Tick up. 1, 2, 3. So we got a Gutter Bones here.
Gutter Bones for value.
I don't think there's a reason to keep anything in the graveyard, essentially. But we're going to go like this. Okay. Now, I do think I want to get Ranky going here. I kind of want to draw cards. You can't Kaya's Wrath me next turn, which is quite important. So we're going to attack with these.
Okay, I will take 5. I go 15.
15. I'm still at 20, right?
Yep.
All right. We want to do sacrifice and draw.
So I'm at 14. You're at 19.
Yep. I want some gas to play. You have so many good cards that you're already going to have stuff to do that I need to keep pace. So we're going to pass to you.
Okay. Well,
Happy with this draw.
Step 1 is dealing with this rankle. So let's oath it, get a token. I gain 3, go to 17.
Okay. Pretty solid.
Play this land, tapped, and just pass the turn.
Okay. Gonna untap, draw number 3.
So you get to gain 3 life and scry 3.
Wow. After I draw, though, right?
Yeah. Okay. After you draw, because it's the number of zombies you control. So Last Step Reaver helping out there.
Yeah.
You're at 22.
Okay, so for sure these 2 to the bottom. I'm going to think on this one. I think I actually want this if we take a peek. The 2 cards I put on the bottom were 2 Schwamps. Not a fan of the Schwamps. But yeah, I think this is something we want to keep. It just really helps in the late game. Now we are going to crash on in for 4.
I'll go to 13.
13. Now we're going to go with Midnight Reaper and Witch's Oven.
That is really good.
And we'll go like this and pass to you. Midnight Reaper is so good against you. It makes sense. I mean, you've taken it every time that you've seen it. It's just because the value it brings, not only even if you have Cat Oven, but just really anything. It's so strong.
Really wanted to land there.
What for a certain planeswalker?
You milled a cat, didn't you?
And a bones. Yeah. Those are my relevant things.
Jeez.
You know what cats love? You know what cats love, right?
I do not.
Skull apples. They eat them constantly.
So I do think I need to deal with this Witch's Oven, and unfortunately I have drawn my Deputy of Detention, so I'm going to cast that, get a token, and target here.
All right, I'm going to sack.
Yeah, you lose 1, draw 1.
So I lose 2. Lose 1.
So you're at 21.
21.
You gained 3 last turn.
Oh, that's right. Yep. So 19.
So up to 22, down to 21.
Yep. And so I get to draw a card.
Yep.
Get that. That's exiled.
And pass the turn.
All right. I don't know if I need to. I'm not going to attack with the cat, I don't think. So I think I can safely just untap. That was good. That was quite strong. So we're going to play Castle. That's the card we left on top. Just kind of planning for a long game if necessary.
So we drew a good spell.
We did draw a good spell. Actually, we didn't draw a good spell. We drew a great creature.
Mayhem Devil.
It's technically a good creature, but also a good spell.
So you're at 19.
Yep. I want that back. Now, is it worth getting in there with Midnight Reaper? I think not. So let's go and get in there for 4.
So this is a non-token.
Yep.
Okay, let's double block one of them.
Okay.
Take
so you
2, go to 11.
I'm going to play Midnight Reaper. God, that was a great draw. And now I'm going to bring the cat back now because I want to be able to sacrifice it in response to something.
So I'm at 10, you're at 20?
Yes, and pass to you. So now even if you Kaya's Wrath, I at least get a lot of value. God, it looks like you needed a land, huh?
I needed to land both of these turns.
Yeah.
Keep trying to limit the value you're generating, and it's hard because I can only single spell.
Yep.
Haven't gotten to the double spell portion. Still, the Witch's Oven is the most important thing, and I really didn't want to do this, but I think I have to use the Kaya to deal with the oven at this point.
Oh, that does that, huh?
Yeah. So we'll get a Sheen Sarani. We'll minus and exile the oven.
I am going to sack this.
Yep.
Get a food.
You go to 19, draw a card.
Draw a card. Yep.
Yeah.
Exiled, right?
Yeah, I wanted to be able to use this to deal with the other things in the graveyard.
Sure.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Actually, I think I do want to bring the kitty cat back this time. I want to get aggressive now.
9 to 20.
9 to 20. Untap.
Yep.
Okay. Pretty solid. Now the question is, what do I want to attack? And more than likely, do I just want to go to the face? So Kaya does exile like the cat here, so that's a little bad. So maybe I don't want to go all face. And maybe I don't want to attack with Midnight Reaper. Let's see what I want to do.
Got a lot of spells.
Okay.
So you can take the Devout Decree, the Oath of Kaya, or the Ashiok.
Okay.
So if I had drawn land 5 the previous turn, I get to Deputy this and then Devout Decree here.
That's pretty good.
And on this turn, I would have been able to Kaya plus Devout Decree.
Sure. Let's see here.
That would have actually protected my Kaya.
I probably don't want to actually attack Kaya because that does give you a trigger as well. So I probably just want to stop you from being able to lifelink or gain or be able to double spell on me. So I think I just take Oath here. I'm more afraid of the lifelink. All right. And then let's get busy. Coming at you.
Coming at me?
Yep.
I don't want you to draw any more cards.
Oh, I'm going to draw at least one.
No, this is non-token.
Oh, sure, if you block that.
But I will... Actually, I think I might trade and chump here just to protect my life total a bit.
Okay.
What do you... Okay, attack my life total when I have this Kaya is so weird. What card did you draw? You're going to be able to get back Gutterbones, I guess, and cast it. Do you have some other 2-mana way to deal with this? You draw another Murderous Rider?
Maybe.
Okay. I'm gonna block here and chump here.
Okay. Yeah, my attack might have been wrong.
So I take that dies. I take 3, go to 6. You gain 2 to 22.
Okay, you go to 6, I go to 22. I just didn't want you to gain life off this by attacking, so I'm gonna get and play this and also play a priest. Go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're just trying to get you dead. I wanted to put you on a 2-turn clock, and if I attack this, not only can you block in a way where you can keep it alive, but you get the trigger, and everything's not coming at the face, so it's much scarier. I think it's correct, but easily could be wrong.
So let's Devout Decree the Midnight Reaper.
Okay.
And now there's not much I want
get
to...
a scry off that.
Yes, I do get a scry. Don't want that.
Okay. And just a hero.
This. There's not much I want to exile in the graveyard, and I want to encourage Corey to attack the Kaya so I trigger the Oath. Okay. So I'm actually going to minus and exile the Gutterbones. Okay. Which cleanly deals with that too, which is nice.
That is pretty good.
And play a Fable Passage.
All right. Well, untap. All right. Well, now I do think we probably have to slow up a bit. And probably just deal with some threats. Probably the best draw. We're going to do that. We're going to make you sacrifice.
And I lose 2 life, brings me to 4.
4, yep.
And you draw a card?
And I draw a card. Pretty good. Yeah, so if I have you at 4... I probably just want to play as many threats as I can again, so we'll go with the Woe Strider. And we'll play Gutterbones, and I think this just has to cleanly deal with Kaya now.
Trigger the Oath.
Yep.
So you're 20, I'm at 6.
Yep. Oh, I go to 22.
Oh, yeah, but then you go back to 22.
Okay, and then pass to you. And now neither of those cards save you. But Kaya's Wrath would be quite good.
So let's crack this.
Okay.
So Ashiok bounce Woe Strider leaves me dead exactly because you can attack with Gutterbones and Murderous Rider for 4 and then sack 2 to the Priest.
That's good, because that'd be a good play. I can't sack itself, so it still would get exiled.
So unfortunately, I'm about 1 life short this game.
Yep.
Because
I guess you got to spin the new card, huh?
Indeed, I do.
And you haven't played a land, though, right?
I have not
so
played my
you could get land and a 2-drop removal, but I think that's what you need. So I just have to keep you from doing that.
So let's play Actress.
All right.
And you get to look at the top 3.
Okay.
The other cool thing is that this puts the other cards in the graveyard, so you do get some value with like menace stuff or not escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second Gutter Bones was an excellent draw.
Okay.
So I am holding a swamp, so I think I'd have to take the Legion's End.
Okay.
So what would be my play? I would end up trading here, and I have to Legion's End. Probably the Priest, because otherwise you just sack these, make me sack this, and get in with those. So, and that keeps me alive, right?
Yeah,
Block there, take
That's
4.
not what I wanted to see.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just hoping you didn't have the land. And the Priest.
Yeah, Legion's End the Priest.
All right, I'll scry.
Right,
Sack
like
the scry.
Yeah.
That's got to be good. Okay.
I mean, you're in good shape anyway because you get to trade here and escape.
Oh, I'm in really good shape. You ready for some synergies? You can just spitball them. So I can just automatically hit you for 4 like this. So I guess I'll attack like this. You're going to take 2, and then they're all going to the yard. Wow, Mayhem Devil and Woe Strider. That's sick. I like this deck.
Woe Strider is really good in it. Might want more copies.
How
My issue
many were there in here?
There's only 2, but that's because you have so many other 3s. Like maybe Timur Calls the Dead isn't what the deck wants. You just want more Woe Striders.
Oh yeah.
But the Timur Calls the Dead was good. Like you got in damage with it. You got a bunch of scries with it. You filled your graveyard and generated value with it. So it's not like that card was bad. Like that card's. They all looked good. You have so many 3s. You have Mayhem Devil, Midnight Reaper, and Timur Calls the Dead, and Woe Strider. And all 4 of them, you played them in that game, and all 4 were great.
Yeah. I could honestly see a world where I think this is a 4 Woe Strider thing, just no matter what. I think that card's too good, just with Mayhem Devil. But I could see this being a world where you just don't want, like, Claim the Firstborn. Like, you just don't want the cheesy stuff, because there is going to be more control matchups, I would assume, with Ashiok and stuff like that, where you, first of all, don't want to have a dead card. I could see it being a good sideboard card, but just, like, take out 3, Claim the Firstborn, you know, bump it up to 4 Woe Strider, and like maybe play the 2-mana Haste the Butcher that you had in the board. Yeah. Play some of those more and just be a 1 through 3 deck.
That is also a zombie, by the way.
And that's also insane to sack to Woe Strider, because the reason why that card, the Butcher, got bad in the first place is the fact that it would get exiled by so many things, you know, Legion's End, all this stuff. But now if you can have another effect where you can have Oven or Woe Strider to sacrifice it and point it at things, I think that seems insane. Like, I really think you're onto something here. This was a Ross Merriam special. I think it's pretty sick.
Yeah, Woe Strider is just it reads really well. This card is just very high rate.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to the point where you were escaping it. Like, that's a relevant thing. It becomes a really big body.
It's like an extra Castle Lock Twin late game. You know, it's great early game. You know, it's just got good stats and stuff. But yeah. So what do you think, man? What should we do?
We're a little past 3, so I think we'll finish up this match. And
I won. So
so now we're tied up. We can go to match 3. I think we can take a question before we go to the break.
Let's do it.
You got one, Kyle?
Sure. Not really relevant here, but a lot of people
it's all
have been
relevant.
asking. Well, to Theros, sure. A lot of people have been asking about the Selesnya Planeswalker, Calyx, Destiny's Hand.
Okay.
All right. It's 2 green-white. Starts foil.
Hold on. Let me try. Let me see if I can do this.
All right. Let's do it.
+1. You look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and you can put an enchantment from those cards into your hand.
I think. Or is it just enchantment?
Just enchantment, I think. And the rest go on the bottom.
Random order.
Yeah. It starts on 4. Is it a -3 is the second one?
Yes.
And the -3 has you like return an enchantment. I can't remember what the -3 does.
All right. Do you give up?
Yeah.
It's an exile target. Creature or enchantment you don't control until target enchantment you control leaves the battlefield.
Oh, yeah. That's a weird one.
That is weird.
Yeah, really conditional removal, but interesting removal because it continues to pay off on this enchantment theme.
Yeah.
And then it has -7 return all enchantments you control from the graveyard to the battlefield.
Yep.
Yeah, -7 you replenish.
Yeah. Well, the world I see it being played in is like a green-white prison deck where you get to play like Prison Realm. You get to play that 2-drop. That's a first striker that does stuff to enchantments. Maybe Heliod, but probably not. I know there's another very powerful green enchantment that's rare that just got spoiled, but don't ask me to recite that one. I remember there was a lot of text on it, but that's what I see it in as more of a green-white prison-style enchantment-based deck. If that would be good, who knows? But maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely a big build-around card.
And they're going to try to push towards this, you can tell,
Oh, yeah, it was a huge enchantment theme. So we're going to have to see a lot of the remaining set to see what the other payoffs are. Especially the enchantment-based removal. We have Banishing Light. That one's getting reprinted.
Yep.
That's a solid
and we
one.
got Prison Realm. So.
But like Glass Casket's an artifact, right?
Yeah.
So you don't get the Glass Casket. You don't have a good cheap
Doesn't
one.
that just seem like it should be an enchantment? Just
Yeah,
really feels like it. Yeah.
So it's going to depend on what you can do with it. I'm kind of interested a little bit in Pioneer with Corsair Crucifix and Eidolon of Blossoms.
And Enchantress kind of thing, right?
Yeah. But you're going to have to really push hard. But if you do that, this card's quite good. It's basically, it's that sort of 5-mana shell of a Planeswalker. Remember, everybody complained about every 5-mana Planeswalker was the same? They're all like +1 draw card with a little bit of extra value, -3 kill a permanent of some kind.
In some way,
and then like -7 or 8 win the game.
Win in some
That's basically
way,
what this card does if you sufficiently build around it.
Yeah.
But it costs 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really strong. But you do need a lot of good build arounds, and there's not a lot of great cheap enchantments. So that's going to be the key, is filling out the low end of your curve and keeping your enchantment density high.
I know you get a good sideboard card, Authority of the Councils.
If you do, this card's powerful.
Yeah.
But it's really going to depend on the things around it.
Yeah. Sounds like maybe a good idea that we should maybe explore on Thursday. Some Pioneer action, huh?
Maybe.
If
the mood strikes.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take our second break here. We'll 7 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
We'll take a 7-minute break, and we will set up the last match of the day, where we've got 2 of the spicier decks. Definitely one spicy one.
We're memeing. Yeah, we're memeing.
A little bit of a meme deck.
Stay tuned for your meme for all you youngsters out there that are memeing constantly.
We'll be back in 7. Don't go anywhere.